Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of Don't Let Go. Don't Let Go tells the story of Detective Jack as he tries to unravel the mystery of his family's murder when he suddenly gets an unexpected helping hand from his recently murdered niece. Once he realizes he's speaking to his niece from the past before the night's events unfold, he does everything in his power to stop the murder. I was definitely intrigued by this film. I didn't know all that much about it, but I did know the premise of someone talking to a loved one from the past and from there trying to solve a mystery. And that sounds like a pretty interesting premise, if I'm being honest. Now, David Oyelowo is really a good actor. Unfortunately, since Selma, he's been saddled with not the best material. And then as for Storm Reed, she's been lovely in everything I've seen her in, though most everything she's been in has flown quite under the radar of the mainstream. But the premise alone was enough to sell me on getting excited to see this film. And in the end, I thought it was solid. It was a solid movie. Not great, but not bad either. So let's go ahead and talk about the positives first. The premise is very interesting. Now we are going to loop back around to that premise in the negatives, but it's a very intriguing premise that keeps re-energizing the film. Every time it starts to drag on a little bit, the premise like reinvents the story we're being told, adds new development, and allows for a different type of detective story. The acting is also very good. David Oyelowo is really strong in the film. As I said, he's a really strong actor. And Storm Reed is also very good. And I thought they had a really nice bond, although they don't have a lot of on-screen time to bond with each other. They speak to each other over the phone through almost the whole film, but they don't have a lot of on-screen presence together. And to be able to translate that connection and that relationship and really build this strong bond through just conversations was really quite impressive. Plus, I actually think our entire cast is very strong. When it comes to the mystery, it is a fun mystery, though not completely unpredictable. And it results in some really exhilarating like chase sequences as we're going through the different moments and reliving these different moments. One thing that I really appreciate is that although our film half and half takes place as a flashback in the past, we don't see those events and then go and relive them. They just unfold as we move along. There's one or two events just to kind of establish that, oh, we have been here before. But after that, it's all new material. So we're not just like reliving the same sequences over and over and over again. Instead, it's a completely new story that's unfolding based around this premise. Plus, it's short, and I think it goes by pretty quickly. And that ultimately cultivates in a pretty satisfying ending to the movie. The end gets you to where you'd like to be with the emotional stakes and obviously with all of the mystery stuff. But it comes away with a really interesting message that transcends just this particular mystery that I enjoyed. So, what doesn't work so well then when it comes to Don't Let Go? Well, this first one is definitely something for me personally. When a film is set in the real world and nothing else in this real world is magical, we don't have any type of mutants or magic or superheroes or whatever the case might be, they don't exist here. This is supposed to be set in the real world. This could happen up the street from you. I really need films to give some kind of explanation to magic unfolding there. I need some sort of hint, whether it's a chemical spill or it's a seismic earthquake or whatever. Even if it's a trope, honestly, I need the film to make an effort to make logic out of what's happening. And this film does not attempt to make any sort of sense about the events that unfold. There is no explanation, no attempt at an explanation. And everything else about this movie is just a regular thriller, a regular crime thriller. That always bugs me a little bit. and it certainly bugged me here. I also think that the way of communication and this new kind of cool, innovative premise of solving the mystery is both a help to the film, but is also a big hindrance because unfortunately, our main characters are pretty frustrating through a good portion of the movie. Where you're just like, what are these decisions you're making? What in the world? And it just like continues on and on. You're like, what? This should be so much easier for you. You know a good chunk of the outcome, yet the characters continually just do these pretty stupid decisions to keep the mystery unfolding, and it gets pretty frustrating. I also think the script is not great in terms of dialogue, particularly. There's a lot there left to be desired, and a lot that the actors have to make up, and the direction has to try to lift because the script is just not there. And I mentioned the dialogue, which is certainly a very weak point, but also, again, with the story and with fully fleshing out and realizing this twist, it doesn't quite get there. I know this has a smaller budget, but we get these weird type of effects that weren't the best. It seemed a little bit more like gimmicks than innovative or really all that fitting in some circumstance. I also do think the film brings up greater issues that it never explores or fleshes out, particularly race in the police force and then familial bonds with detectives and convicts and how all of that works, and then adding an extra layer of a detective of color having to balance his work with his family when they're under suspect, all of that fun jazz. In addition, it's also brought up that one of our characters has a mental health disorder that never comes into play other than weirdly demonizing it. I don't know. I just didn't like the way that was handled. So, overall, Don't Let Go is, as I said, a solid film. There's enough to like here. The premise is interesting and will keep you hooked into what's happening on screen just enough, even if the ultimate mystery and the end result of the film are pretty predictable. But because of that, and because of the just like frustrating choices of the characters and the filmmaking being a little less than high, I would say give this a rental. There's not a need to go out and rush to see this in the movie theaters, but I don't think you'll be mad if you go grab it at Redbox. So, that is my review of Don't Let Go. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on our latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see Don't Let Go? And what is your favorite film about time travel? Let me know either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!